I apologize in advance if the internet connection isn't that great. I'm at my parents' house, and it's always a mystery to me. I just got these Apple EarPods, and I'm also trying these out as a microphone. So I'm gonna see if I can take out. Is it this one? I don't know if it's this one or this one. Oh, okay. I think it's right. I'm a little confused. Which one of these makes a difference? Maybe I should just wear them both. I feel like they look a little weird. I probably will continue to use them. I wonder if I can just change the audio.
Okay, I'm going to change it to the computer, and I'll listen to the recording later to see what sounds better. So I've been at my parents' place for a couple days, and it is like that in between place in terms of fall. It's in between time of year is what I was trying to say, between fall and winter. So it's chilly, it's a little rainy today, a little foggy. One of the dogs is walking around. You might be able to hear that sound. And actually, it was kind of fun. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I visited the set of Little Women today because they're filming it in my hometown. And that was really cool. So I definitely have the story up for the next 24 hours, but I might turn it into a highlight for those of you who miss it. Hold on, I think I have to let the dog out. Come here. Wellington, come here. Go ahead, buddy. So, aside from the cold, it's actually pretty nice. I've been enjoying myself, and yet I'm feeling anxious about my trip to Greece. I leave tomorrow, and just saying it out loud, I feel really, really anxious about it. I don't know if it's just traveling or if it's just the unknown, but I've definitely realized that I have a lot of anxiety traveling. I mentioned this in my last video, and I was talking about making mistakes. And by the way, I want to update you. 2 of the mistakes corrected themselves. And one of them, I think, kind of partially corrected itself. So if you watch my last video, I talked about how I had made some minor mistakes and how they had been bothering me. One of them was this thing that I had installed to review, and I got lost, and I emailed the company, and luckily I'm pretty sure they said that they're going to send a replacement, which is really awesome, but I feel bad that I even asked for one. As I mentioned in that last video, I had some shame around it, so trying to move past that, but the good news is that it did get resolved. And that doesn't mean that the mistake wasn't there and the emotions that I had didn't happen, but at least like it got worked out. And then the other really big one that I talked about was how I thought I had messed up my TSA pre-check, and it turns out I hadn't. So that all that concern I had was for nothing, because somehow I went and checked my ticket and like redid it through the app, and I had TSA pre-check after all. So I don't know, maybe I never made a mistake in the first place and I just thought I did. So a little follow-up. It's just kind of funny how we can be so hard on ourselves, and everything is just so temporary, and that's part of the messaging that I have here too. So I bring that up because I think part of the reason those mistakes felt so intense for me the other day was because I get some travel anxiety, and I think part of it is just feeling out of control, and that can be really uncomfortable for me when I just don't know what's going to happen. And the truth is, we never know what's going to happen. We never really have full control over our lives, but there's certain situations where it feels really heightened. And one thing that's very important to me is comfort. I think that's important for most of us. But some people are like really relaxed and easygoing about like, oh, it's fine. Like I'll always find a way to be comfortable. I'm kind of one of those people, but I just get nervous about things. So, and I think this is pretty common for flights, but what really got me wrapped up ramped up, I should say, is I had read some really bad reviews of the airline that I'm flying on the way home. And when I booked the flight, I thought I was booking like a good airline, but turns out it's like their secondary class airline. So they have like a nice one, a nice airline, and like a secondary one. And unbeknownst to me, I booked the secondary one, and like the reviews are so horrible. And I don't even know why I'm reading them, because to change my flight would be like probably a big expense. And so last night, like, I shouldn't have done this, but right before bed, I'm just like reading all these things because I was trying to like figure out what to do, you know? And that kind of felt like a mistake too, but whatever. I didn't know any better. And I think that just like made me anxious because I'm going to be on some of these flights for like minimum 7 hours. I think tomorrow my first flight is 7 hours, and then I have a 2 hour or 2.5 hour one after that. So it's not horrible because I just flew to Massachusetts on a 6 or 5.5 hour flight, and it's fine. I'm really used to those flights, but I haven't done more than 6 hours in a long time. So that kind of made me nervous, but luckily tomorrow's flight on the way to Greece is like supposedly a nice airline, and then the one that I'm taking a different airline home, and that my first flight is like 9 or 10 hours. And just like getting wrapped up in all of these bad reviews. The good news is I think when you read bad reviews, it sets your expectations really low. So the plus side is that I think I'm like expecting it to be horrible, and it's probably going to be completely fine. And I'm also planning on doing a video, maybe when I'm in Greece, to talk about the products that I bought in order to help me be more comfortable in airplanes. And I tested them out a few days ago on the flight out to Massachusetts, and they worked wonders. So Vi is asking me, and it's Air Canada. And Air Canada has a secondary airline called Rouge. And oh my gosh, the reviews are just like most, you know, the things that people are complaining about are like, I feel like I can resolve all of them because I got all these like cool travel gadgets and stuff. So I have like this inflatable thing that you put your arms through and you like put your head down in. I use that and that worked really well. I have like a foot hammock that you put over the tray table and you put your feet on so that they can be elevated. My mom's gonna let me use her compression socks, which I've always wanted to try. And then I have a memory foam headrest, and I'm putting it behind me so I can sit on it or use it for my back support. So I have like all this stuff. My mom was calling me like an ultra nerd. You know how kind she is with her words. And she, you know, I'm like, I don't care if I look like a nerd. I just want to be really comfortable. So yeah, I'm totally nerding it out. I brought a bamboo blanket, and I have these like headphones that's like headband with a headphone built in so you can sleep with it on. And I have like this amazing sleep mask. Like I'm sure I just look like a hot mess, but I really don't care what I look like when I fly. I just want to be comfortable. And Vi asked, have I been to Europe as a picky eater? I haven't been to Europe in I think 10 years. The last time I was there, I was vegan, but I was not gluten-free. So I guess like I never use the term picky eater. I know that you're just using that phrase nonchalantly, but I try not to use words like restrictive or picky eater or saying things like I can't eat this, can't eat that. It's always a choice, right? I am choosing to be vegan, to be gluten-free. Right now I'm choosing to be keto, low carb. So I've traveled a bit. I traveled last month on the keto diet, and it was fine, but I was in the US. So who knows what's going to happen when I'm in Greece, but I'm actually going to do a video about it. So I will document about, you know, the whole experience and see how it goes. I guess the anxiety a little bit around food, but one thing that's been amazing about being keto is that my appetite has changed so much. I feel like I used to have a lot of anxiety about traveling, and maybe that's there too, but I feel really prepared. So I packed up this bag of like my core products. So I'm bringing my own coffee. I'm really into Bulletproof coffee right now. I'm listening to the Bulletproof Diet book, which is not a vegan book by any means, but there's a lot of really interesting health information in there. So I've got my Bulletproof coffee, Bulletproof Brain Octane oil, which is a MCT oil. I've been really into MCT lately, which is a form of coconut oil, if you're not familiar. And I have stevia and monk fruit, so that's like for making my coffees every day. And I have powdered coconut milk too, because coffee is a huge thing for me. Bulletproof, I'm actually I don't know if it's just the hype and the ideas, like a placebo effect, but I've been drinking Bulletproof for the past few weekends, and I feel unbelievable on Bulletproof. Like, actually, I'll take you guys into the kitchen because I'm gonna make some more, and I also wanted to show you some of the stuff, and you can see a little tour of my parents' house. They completely redid this house since I grew up. It's pretty awesome. And speaking of Little Women, my parents' house is over 100 years old, and they actually this house was being considered for one of the houses, like the set for Little Women. They wanted to use it because the outside of the house looks really old, like it did, you know, in the early 1900s, but the inside of the house has become super modern over the years. My parents have lived here for like 30 years or so, maybe more. Anyways, what am I going to do? Oh, so Bulletproof coffee. This is what I've been drinking. My dad and I have been kind of doing like a little experiment of drinking Bulletproof so that he can see if he feels any different between that and the coffee that he had been drinking. And I just feel unbelievable. I've been drinking coffee most days for the past, let's see, I mean, for a while now. I've been really into coffee. I would say at least for the past 6 months. And oops, I just did this wrong. I'm still learning how to make coffee properly. My dad has a coffee machine. At home, I use a French press. Anyways, so that's the coffee, and then this is my little bag of goodies that I've traveled with. So it's in the kitchen right now, but I think I'm going to bring most of this with me on my flight. So I have some matcha tea with MCT powder in it. This is awesome. I have little packets which have monk fruit and stevia. And I'm bringing some olive oil, although I bet you the olive oil is pretty damn good in Greece. I'm bringing Brain Octane oil, which again, this is like MCT oil. And this is really awesome too, the Cave Fat Packs. I'm going to do a whole video talking about this experience, and I have a video that I've been working on from last month's travels, which goes over a lot of these products. I've got my lupini beans, which are really great keto snacks. I have some turmeric powder and some keto chocolate, which honestly I don't think is that good, but this is like for an emergency craving. Yeah, so I have like, this is my little pack of stuff to help ensure that I don't get too concerned when it comes to food. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but this broadcast, I don't know if it kept going or what. So I guess we'll find out when I'm done. I'm at my parents' house, and the internet connection is not great here. And I'm also trying to eat this salad. I kind of feel like turning this into a mukbang, whatever you call it. I've been wanting to do those. I think that they're really interesting. Okay, it looks like the broadcast kept going, so that's good. Thank you for staying tuned in. So mainly I want to talk about the anxiety I get while traveling. And I feel like some of my anxiety subsided a bit because just making this video. So thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to pour myself some coffee. Let's see. What mug should I use? Yeah, I think that one of the main reasons that I love doing this channel is that I feel better just talking things through. And I think most people do, right? I think my dad ran the coffee through the machine a few times because it tastes really weak. But that's fine. Just talking about struggles like anxiety makes such a huge difference. And it's nice to know that you're not alone, and it's nice to just being able to realize that most of the stuff is just in your head, you know? So for me, I think it's, as I said earlier, the fear of the unknown, wanting to make sure I'm comfortable. Like, I'm afraid that if you want to clarify, by the way, did it drop out while I was doing the little bag tour? Did that completely get cut? I don't know what happens when these videos with the internet connection. So let me know if you wanted me to repeat anything that I was doing earlier. My thoughts are all over the place, but let me make my coffee, then maybe I can feel less concerned. So this is my other thing, is I just pour organic coconut cream right into my coffees instead of creamer, because the only ingredients this is just coconut and water. Now it is in a can, which isn't the most ideal thing, but it tastes pretty good. And then I'm going to put a little of the stevia in it. Vi, you'll have to be very clear because I want to make sure I completely understand. Tell me when the video got cut out and I will add to it. So I'm using this sweetener. It is stevia, monk fruit, and a little erythritol. And it tastes really good. I went to this event a few days ago back in LA, and the company gave me all of their different keto-friendly products. They're called New Naturals, and they make some really nice sweeteners. Okay. So maybe I'll sit down, have some coffee, then maybe I'll eat a little and see if I can get my thoughts back on track. I'm really excited about okay, that's when the video caught off. Well, it's not that exciting, honestly. I'm going to be doing a video on my travels. So I have this other videos. Part of my anxiety will come from feeling like I have stuff that I should be doing, but I don't really want to do it. And one of the things I feel like I should be doing, and I will do at some point, is finish this vlog there's several videos actually that were vlog style based on the traveling that I did last month. And now that I'm traveling to Greece, I kind of want to, and back here on the East Coast too, because I was on the East Coast last month, I kind of want to wait and do all the videos afterwards, because maybe I'll like use some of the footage or like combine some of it. I'm not quite sure yet, but I also feel like I'm just trying to procrastinate, to be honest. I have this new camera. It's a little Canon point and shoot vlogging camera, which is awesome. And I just got the new iPhone, so I'm like feeling very invigorated to do content and just more inspired, and I just need to like sit down and edit them. And I pretty much have everything I need to get it done. It's just a matter of doing it. And today I was just sitting here thinking like, I don't feel like doing anything today. You know, I'm about to travel internationally, and I just feel, because of the anxiety, I just like, it's sometimes paralyzing. You know, there's all these things I'm like, I feel like I should be doing this work and that, and like, I'm trying to navigate how to not feel that overwhelmed feeling. And I think this is something that so many people go through. It just becomes incredibly common to feel overwhelmed and to feel anxious and to feel like you're not getting things done. And that makes me a little bit sad because I don't like feeling that way. And I feel like a lot of us just get used to feeling that way. I see it in other people. I'm so sensitive to it. And so when other people feel like unhappy and unsatisfied, I think what happens to us mentally is that we don't realize. I think like people think to themselves, "Oh, this is just temporary. I'm just like feeling anxious right now." But that anxiety can just be a daily thing, and if you're not really mindful of it and conscious of it, you don't even realize how anxious you feel most of the time. You don't realize how like little sleep you get. So there are a couple people in my life who I notice this in a lot. Actually, there's 3 off the top of my head, and they all have different versions of it. So one of them is this person who's always busy. If you message them, you want to get together with them, "Oh, I'm really busy. Oh, things are really hectic right now." And I've been noticing about this person in my life, and it's such a path. Now I just expect it. I expect that this person is going to tell me that they're busy. I don't like that word busy, so I really try to avoid saying it about my life. I'll say things like, "Oh, my schedule's really jam-packed," or something like that. And then there's another person in my life who's very frequently depressed or frustrated or not feeling good enough or just feeling like their life isn't what they want it to be. And this is just ongoing. I've been really close to this person for many years, and I just see the same things coming up over and over again. And then the third example, how would I describe this person? Something's always going wrong, I would say, and it's often like a subtle thing, and maybe always is definitely an exaggeration. But there are waves, right? There are moments where this person will feel on top of the world, and then there are a lot of moments in between of just like nothing's right, nothing's right, nothing's right. There's always something. I keep saying always, but there's very frequently something wrong. And I bring that up because for me, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, those are common for me. I don't like to verbalize the negative things in my life unless I'm like doing a video like this. I think this channel is so therapeutic for me because I'm trying to see why Evie's freaking out right now. I feel like the more that you focus on it, the more it becomes a reality. So if I'm going to talk about my emotions, it's really just to process them out and to work through them, right? I'm not really somebody that wants to vent just to vent. Evie, come on. Dog barking also stresses me out a bit. So my point being is that I'm somebody that wants to take action. I want to improve. I want to move beyond things, and sometimes it takes a while to move beyond your emotions. But my goal is like, how can I process this and heal from this as quickly as possible? Because I don't want these negative emotions getting in my way. So as I said in the last video, a huge thing for me is whenever I'm feeling something that doesn't feel good, I use it as a lesson. And right now I'm trying to figure out what the lesson is with my anxiety. It's like the anxiety seems to be coming from feeling like I'm out of control and that I'm not getting enough done. And yet the antidote to that is usually to let go and be okay with being out of control and do less. Because when you're stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, it's probably because you're trying to do too much or think too much about things. So with that said, I think I'm going to go drink the rest of my coffee, have my salad, and maybe watch a little Netflix, relax, hang out with my family, and just like, yeah, there's a ton of work that I could be doing, but I kind of feel like my personal care is so much more important. And that's got to get the priority. Green Dragon asks, is stevia healthier than regular sugar? You know, the more I study health, the more I feel also particular about that word healthy, because what does it really mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's just this general word that we throw around, healthy or natural or whatever. And I would say stevia is something I prefer because I don't want it to spike my glucose levels. So I'm trying to eat very low sugar and low carbohydrates and focus on eating higher fat and some more protein in my diet, because that way I feel more energized, more focused, more clear-headed. It's helped me lose weight. I just feel better overall. I sleep better. Like, everything has improved in my life, as far as I can tell, through doing a keto, low-carb, vegan diet. So I've been drinking stevia for many years because I like avoiding processed sugar. So in that sense, basically our bodies respond very differently to sugar alternatives like stevia and monk fruit than they do to different types of sugars, which are causing this intense reaction in our bodies. So that's basically the way that I would describe why I drink it. I've gotten very used to the taste of stevia. Not everybody likes it. I do actually really enjoy monk fruit, but it all depends on the brand. So I really encourage you to try a bunch of different brands. As I mentioned earlier, I'm drinking the New Naturals, which is a combination between erythritol, stevia, and monk fruit, which are like some of the top 3 sugar alternatives, and that's very nice. I also really like Omica organic stevia, and I love I'm going to talk about this in one of my upcoming videos. It's called You Are Loved Foods, and they make an incredible, the best monk fruit I've ever had. Lakanto is also very good. Their monk fruit is nice. I showed, or in the upcoming video, you're going to see so much. There's so much information in my travel series that I've been working on. So there is a lot. I guess one thing that is becoming more and more important to me is I kind of just want to live life based on what feels best to me. I mean, doesn't everybody want to live life that way? There's just a lot of us box ourselves in and get too confined to rules that don't feel great to us. And I don't know if it's just resistance speaking or what, but part of me wants to just say, like, to heck with all the rules. I just want to do things whenever I feel like it. Like, I'll make my own deadlines, or who cares? Maybe no deadlines at all. Just do things when I feel like it. Deadlines are crucial when, like, Black Friday is coming up. For example, I'm doing a huge project for a Black Friday sale, and I have a couple sponsors right now, so I've got like deadlines for that. But beyond that stuff, when it comes to things like videos, I don't know, I just don't care that much about when they get done. So it hasn't served me. That's the reason, is that I have been making videos on YouTube for almost 10 years now, and I've seen so much fluctuations in my view counts and my subscribers and all the different metrics out there, and I just don't know if it matters that much, like if it would make such a huge difference to be worthwhile to be on a super strict deadline. I watch vlogs from various YouTubers, and a lot of them seem so stressed out all the time and so concerned about like keeping up, that I don't think that life is for me, to be honest. I think some of the anxiety that I get is feeling like I need to live up to somebody else's idea of what success is. And more I'm like, no, I would rather just live my life. Like right now, just being at my parents' house and relaxing and enjoying nature and just decompressing before I'm taking another flight tomorrow, that seems more important to me, because I want to enjoy Greece. Like I may never go back to Greece. It's my first time there. Like this could be a once in a lifetime experience. Why does it matter when I get my next video up, or, you know, answering emails or whatever else I'm supposed to be doing? That's kind of my mindset and how I deal with anxiety. I'm like, I need to care a lot less about things because this is not serving me. All right, I'm going to get going. I will see you whenever I see you. I will probably make a video in Greece. I don't know if it'll be live. It depends on the internet connection. It's certainly not great here. But I will be documenting on Instagram stories probably. No guarantees. I like to live in the moment more than posting on Instagram. Again, another thing, I'm like, whatever. I'm trying to post more on there, but really just doing it when it feels right and doesn't feel stressful to me. So keep an eye out on Instagram. Eco Vegan Gal's my account there. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't yet. Fill out the survey if you haven't yet. They're still open if you want to enter the giveaway. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for holding some space for me. I know this one was a little over the place and the internet connection hasn't been great, but it is what it is. Okay, bye.